Hey, Abel and Trisha. Well, thank you. The teen accused in a deadly shooting at a street takeover last month now has legal representation. Cleanup efforts are underway after winds sweep through the valley yesterday. NBC5's Ethan McReynolds has the latest on the impact of the storm. Mount Ashland is now open after a delayed start this morning. Crews had to work through 8 inches of new snow that fell overnight. While everyone is getting ready to celebrate the new year tonight, traffic is on the top of everyone's minds here in the valley. But police and locals are doing their part to make sure that this holiday is a safe one for everyone. Our Ryan Ketchum breaks down what some people are doing in the community to make our roads safer. President Biden and the First Lady are touring the town of Lahaina today. While on the ground, they'll meet with families affected by the wildfires there. One day after firefighters put out a house fire in Jackson County, they were back on scene for another fire. Fire District 3 responded to the attic fire on Dry Creek Road late last night. As we cap off 2025, the Silver State is ending on a high note with strong gaming numbers. According to Nevada Gaming Control Board, Nevada's casinos brought in more than $1.3 billion last month. City leaders are expected to talk about the future of Spring Mountain redevelopment. It's a multi-million-dollar initiative to improve the walkability, safety, and the culture of the area. We've been here since lunchtime, and a lot of people have been coming up to the doors, but they are all met with this sign that says the restaurant is closed until further notice. This is still a very active scene, so I'm going to actually step out of the way and show you. Crews have actually pulled the plane from the hillside, and we actually just saw them bring the engine down as well. Today is a lot different from what we saw last week, but residents we spoke to say it actually felt like it rained a lot more today compared to last Monday. But you wouldn't be able to notice that because of this. This creek did not fill and flow into the streets. They say after last week's storm, there was dirt, debris, mud, trash, branches, you name it. But after that storm, everything was cleared. Now that things have sort of calmed down, we're getting a better look at the damage left behind. And from what I can visibly see, there are 1, 2, and 3 homes, including the one right behind me, that were just completely leveled. Some say that it was during the Civil War where the tradition started. Others say it was newly freed slaves that gave the bean its claim to fame. More than 540,000 students are headed back to class this week at LAUSD, and a lot of parents have this specific topic on their mind, and that is safety. We went into this hearing not knowing what was going to happen, but shocking new details and eyewitness testimony gave an insight into what led up to that deadly incident last month. And for the first time, we're hearing from the second driver, Valente Ayala, the victim's stepfather. 22-year-old Tyler Matthew Johns was back in Henderson court today for a preliminary hearing. He's charged with murder after investigators say he fired into a vehicle on the 215 Beltway on November 14th, killing 11-year-old Brandon Dominguez Chavaria, who was on his way to school. During today's hearing, the judge was presented evidence and heard from several witnesses. Doyle Miller.
All of a sudden, I heard pop, and I looked at my wife and I said, "That was a gunshot," and then I heard a crash.
Russell Kleiss.
Right past the Gibson off-ramp, that's when the 2 lanes are starting to merge. I noticed the vehicle, the blue vehicle, kind of angled in a way that it looked like it was going to eventually try to get into that farthest right lane.
Officer Luke Doty, the first officer on the scene, who got visibly emotional on the stand after describing seeing Dominguez Chavaria in the back seat of his stepfather's SUV.
So the door was left open by the stepfather. As I approached the vehicle, I noticed there was somebody sitting in that rear left seat of this SUV. Can't recall the color, it was darker color. I don't get emotional at all anything yet. I try not to think about things too much, stay professional. So my job is to be professional, think about stuff when you're doing your job. but it's a different.
And the second driver involved in the incident, Valente Ayala, Dominguez Chavaria's stepfather. He sat next to a Spanish interpreter on the stand as we heard for the first time what he says happened that morning on November 14th.
I look at him, I turn around to look at him, and at that moment I see that he was already pointing a gun at me.
After hearing several hours of witness testimony, the judge found there was enough evidence to move forward with the case in district court. Johns is expected back in court on December 11th. Reporting from the newsroom, I'm Shellye Leggett.
Lights are on, the girl is home.
This is Source Academy East Las Vegas, an early learning center located on Stewart Avenue. Their website says their hours are Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., but on Wednesday at 4:30 in the afternoon. The parking lot is empty except for the Academy buses, and the doors are locked.
I kind of noticed maybe a month ago, like them kind of secretly having conversations.
This is Jameer Lang and Dejanay Watry, two employees here at Source Academy East Las Vegas who say they have a lot of questions but aren't getting any answers.
She said, "Hello ladies, just letting you know that all 4 schools will be closed for the next 2 weeks. I will be in touch if anything changes." So then I mentioned, "So when do we get paid?" She said payday is same.
That payday was January 2nd. Lang says the funds didn't exist.
My account is still overdraft 39201.
Her paycheck bounced.
You guys know you don't have the funds to pay us. You guys know these things. This is a business, and we all communicate. Well, I thought as adults we communicate.
And when she asked management when she'll be paid,
Hi, you reached 768.
no answer. I tried calling as well.
Thank you for calling Source Academy and Early Learning Center.
No
communication.
Nobody's talking.
Lang and Watry say while they and other employees wait for an explanation, they were met with an email on January 14th. That email stating the 2-week closure has turned into a permanent one.
We're struggling to find a job as of now. I don't know. I have 5 kids, so I don't really know what's next.
The email stating the decision to close was, quote, not one we anticipated, wanted, or chose lightly. Claiming rising costs across every area of operations was the driving force.
Not much food in there for the kids. We're kind of coming out of our own pockets, going to the corner store, using our own food stamps to make sure the kids have lunch.
We don't know how many children attended this early learning center, and we don't know if any notice went out to their families announcing the closure. But the email sent to staff also stated they could move to the Academy's downtown location on 28th Street. But the question still stands.
What would be the difference? You're moving it from here, there, Beijing, it doesn't matter. You still don't have the funds.
I did reach out to Source Academy East Las Vegas by phone and email, but have not gotten a response. Reporting in East Las Vegas, I'm Shellye Leggett. As a Las Vegas native, I know exactly what traffic looks like around the city, especially going to and from the airport. It's a pain. So any option to avoid that hassle, I'm ready to jump at it. The boring company says the Vegas Loop creates a low-cost, fast option to avoid traffic with point-to-point transportation. And it's all underground.
Next time, definitely.
Awesome. I've used the Loop to go from Resorts World to the convention center a few times.
This was my first time riding the Vegas Loop. I'm starting at Resorts World and ending at Westgate Station. I wanted to go all the way to the airport, but those tickets sold out fast Friday morning. In October, the boring company announced it would be taking cars above ground with service to the airport, but only at a limited capacity. The company says this option is faster with no red lights and no traffic. So I'm timing my ride to Westgate, and my photographer Rudy Jaquez is timing his ride. Rudy got caught by 2 stoplights, ending his drive in 6 minutes and 30 seconds. My ride took 4 minutes and 40 seconds and cost $4.25. Rides to the airport cost around $12 a person.
We're heading to Harris, so not too far.
I'm heading to Southern Highlands, and it's going to cost about $77. I'm taking a black SUV.
Clark County and the city of Las Vegas approved 68 miles of tunnel and 104 stations. Right now, rides to the airport are above ground, but the Boring Company says all of that's going to shift once construction on the tunnels is complete, which they expect to be done at the beginning of the year. Reporting at the Harry Reid International Airport, I'm Shellye Leggett.